I'm just a regular guy, Tom Harris, pushing 45, an IT guy who spends his days telling folks to reboot their routers from the cramped corner of my spare bedroom in Willow Grove Estates. It's one of those neighborhoods so cookie-cutter it could be a set for a sitcom about suburban despair rows of beige houses, mailboxes lined up like soldiers, lawns trimmed with a ruler. I don't ask for much: decent Wi-Fi for Zoom calls, neighbors who respect the sanctity of a quiet Saturday morning, and the right to fly a good old American flag. You know, the Stars and Stripes, a 3x5 beauty on a pole bolted to my porch. It's patriotic, it's classic, and it breaks up the endless sea of taupe. Sometimes I mix a UPA grinning pumpkin for Halloween, a cheery snowman for Christmas. Nothing wild, nothing that should have landed me in the crosshairs of Saul the letter Saw. If you've ever lived in an HOA, you know the letter I'm talking about. It arrives in a beige envelope, stamped with the Willow Grove logo, a fancy willow tree that looks like it's judging your soul. My heart does a little somersault every time one shows up in the mailbox. Usually, it's a nudge about the annual potluck or a snarky reminder to weed the flower beds. But this one felt like it was carrying a curse. I sliced it open with a kitchen knife because who owns a letter opener in 2025, and there it was, in bold, angry letters: Saw notice of bylaw violation Saw. My eyes darted to the text. Dear Mr. Harris. It began, all fake politeness. It has come to the attention of the Willow Grove Homeowners Association Architectural Review IEW Committee that your property at 142 Aspen Drive is in violation of HOA Bylaw 7, Section 4, Paragraph C. Bylaw 7.4.c? Sounds like I'd launched a missile silo in my backyard. I read on, pulse racing. The rule stated: flag displays shall be limited to one flag, not exceeding 3 by 5 feet, mounted on a pole no longer than 6 feet, attached directly to the primary residence structure. My flag was 3 by 5. The pole was attached to the house. But the pole. Oh, the pole. I squinted, trying to recall the specs from when I grabbed it at the hardware store years ago. Was it 6 feet exactly, or maybe 6 feet and a hair? The letter didn't mince words. Visual inspection on April 10th confirms the flagpole exceeds the maximum permitted length of 6 feet. Additionally, between October 20th and November 2nd last year, a secondary non-approved decorative flag depicting a cartoon bat was displayed concurrently with the primary flag. Visual inspection? Had Karen Mitchell, the HOA's self-appointed dictator, crept onto my porch with a measuring tape while I was untangling a server crash? And they were dragging up my Halloween bat flag from 6 months ago. The sheer pettiness hit me like a slap. My slightly too long pole and my spooky bat were their battleground. The letter ended with a cold ultimatum. Rectify these violations within 14 days, or face fines and further enforcement action. Sincerely, the Willow Grove HOA Board. Sincerely, my foot. That was as sincere as a snake oil salesman. I was Levy. I wanted to march over to Karen's house. Her petunias are award-winning, her lawn gnomes creepily perfect, and let her have it. Karen, the queen of Willow Grove's aesthetic tyranny, probably cackled to her collection of crystal figurines every time she mailed one of these letters. But I took a breath. Yelling wouldn't help. I'd try reason first, even if it killed me. So, I showed up at the monthly HOA meeting, held in the community clubhouse, a place that smelled like bleach and broken dreams. I brought the pole's product listing, which, in hindsight, said approximately 6 feet. Thanks for nothing, hardware store. Karen sat at the head of the table, ruling like a suburban monarch. They were mid-debate about the exact shade of beige allowed for fences. Yes, beige on beige drama. When my turn came, I stood, cleared my throat, and laid out my case. Karen, board members, my flagpole's been up for 5 years. It's maybe an inch too long, if that. The Halloween bat was up for a week. No one's complained. This feels excessive. Karen's smile was all teeth, no warmth. Thomas, she said, like she was scolding a toddler. Bylaw 7.4.c ensures neighborhood harmony. If everyone stretched their poles an inch, or flew extra flags, we'd have chaos. Property values would tank. Anarchy, Thomas? Anarchy. Anarchy? Over an inch? I tried to argue, but Karen shut me down, shuffling her papers. 1 flag, 6-foot pole, 14 days. Next item, Mrs. Larson's rogue hedge issue. I left the clubhouse steaming, the word, anarchy, ringing in my ears like a taunt. For days I stewed. Every glance at my flagpole sparked fresh resentment. They wanted compliance? Fine. They'd get it, but they'd hate every second. Sitting on my porch, crumpling that cursed letter, I reread the bylaw. Limited to 1 flag. 1 flag at a time. It didn't say you couldn't swap flags. My eyes caught little Jimmy Larson across the street, pedaling his bike, a pinwheel spinning on his handlebars, red, blue, yellow, 1 color at a time. A spark ignited. What if I built a rotating flag carousel? 1 flag vycycle at any moment, cycling through my American flag, state flag, Halloween bat, Christmas snowman, maybe even that. Live free or die. Flag my cousin Mike sent me. It'd follow the bylaw to the letter while flipping the bird to its spirit. It was perfect. It was petty. It was saw me saw. I grabbed a napkin and sketched a contraption, a pole under 6 feet, arms radiating out, each holding a flag, a motor to spin it. It looked like a mix of a windmill and a carnival ride. This is nuts, I muttered, grinning. Karen Mitchell, you're about to meet your match. Project Carousel was born. My enthusiasm crashed hard when I realized I had no clue how to build it. My garage became a chaotic lab graph paper with scribbled math, WikiHow printouts on wiring, and Lego models that collapsed spectacularly. Wind resistance, I mumbled, staring at a diagram that resembled a toddler's doodle. Average wind speed in Willow Grove. Drag coefficient of a nylon flag. Torque? Physics wasn't my thing. Neither was drilling without mangling screws. My wife, Emily, poked her head in after days of me cursing at a smoking ceiling fan motor. Dinner's ready, Tom. What? Is this? I swept my arm over the mess. This, my love, is the future of patriotism. Bylaw 7.4.c compliant art. She eyed the sparking wires. Is it supposed to be on fire? I nudged a fire extinguisher closer. Just innovation warming up. I needed help. I scoured online ads and found Marty's Fix It, no job too odd. Marty rolled up in a van that smelled like regret, studied my napkin sketch, and scratched his chin. So, a spinny flag thing? A rotating flag carousel, I said, tapping the bylaw. Pole under 6 feet, attached to the house. He squinted. Like a flag merry-go-round? Exactly. A statement against HOA nonsense. Marty grunted. For do law 500 cash, I'll make it spin. No promises it'll stand up in a breeze. Desperate, I paid. Marty dug a crooked hole, cemented a pole that wasn't attached to the house, and vanished after muttering about parts. I was out do law 500, and my lawn sported a sad, lumpy pole. Emily's look said it all. Round 2. I found Precision Creations, a company with a glossy website showcasing sculptures. Their rep, Victor, arrived in all black, peering at my sketch through tiny glasses. I see it, he whispered, stroking his beard. A defiance of suburban rigidity through cyclical patriotism. Sure, I said. Mostly, I want to tick off Karen. Victor nodded. Art as rebellion. We'll use marine-grade steel, a variable speed motor, remote-controlled, with dramatic uplighting. His tablet rendering was stunning and the price nearly stopped my heart. Does that include a private island? I choked. Victor smiled. Art demands sacrifice. My hatred for Karen won. I signed. Victor's team turned my yard into a sci-fi set, dismantling Marty's mess and erecting a 5 feet 11 inches steel column, bolted to the house, with 6 angled arms and a sleek motor. Neighbors gawked. Karen scribbled furiously from her hedges, sending daily beige envelopes, saw unapproved structure. Aesthetic disharmony. So I taped them to the carousel like badges. Construction noise drew the cops officers Grant and Lee. Grant, the older one, eyed the structure. What saw is saw this? I beamed. A bylaw-compliant flag display. One flag at a time. Lee grinned. It's a flag spinner. Kinetic patriotic art, I corrected. Grant sighed. Keep the noise down after 5 p.m. And good luck with the HOA. Lee gave a sneaky thumbs up as they left. Karen fumed from her porch. The unveiling was electric. I skipped a ceremony. Victor's bill killed my budget, but word spread. Neighbors loitered, pretending to garden. Karen and her HOA cronies stood across the street, clipboards ready. My heart pounded as I gripped the remote. Don't break, I whispered, hitting saw on saw. The motor hummed, and the carousel spun, arms sweeping gracefully. I'd mounted 6 flags: Old Glory, the state flag, a POW MIA banner, Live Free or Die, my hopeless baseball team's logo, and for Karen, a pirate skull. One by one, they unfurled red, white, blue, then the pirate's grin. Neighbor Pete whooped. Karen gasped, clutching her chest. Her ally, Linda, screeched about. Pirate dens! I cranked the speed, flags blurring, motor singing. Victory tasted sweet. Karen went nuclear. She stalked the carousel with binoculars, a stopwatch, even a noise app. Envelopes piled up, saw motorist distraction. Unnatural motion. Bird migration hazards. So I added them to the structure. I expanded my flags, a custom one with my dog Bella's face, another just saying beige, in bold. An emergency HOA meeting was called. Pete, there for the drama, said Karen, ranted about monstrosities and pirates, demanding legal action. The lawyers came, a sharp woman, Diane Voss, with officers Grant and Lee. Diane thrust a cease and desist order. Remove this nuisance. I smiled. It's bylaw compliant. One flag at a time. Grant backed me up. No safety hazard, no ordinance broken. Diane's eye twitched. This is your last warning. She stormed off. Lee's thumbs up was less subtle this time. The saga hit the news. Reporter Jenny, all smiles, interviewed me by the spinning flags. Tom, is this about an HOA feud? I leaned in. It's about freedom, Jenny. Fighting petty rules like bylaw 7.4.c. And yeah, Karen started it. The pirate flag photobombed the shot. The story aired, and my phone blew up, half calling me a patriot, half an idiot. Flag Carousel Guy was born. The lawsuit never came. Maybe Diane knew aesthetic harmony wouldn't hold up in court. Maybe the news shamed them. A new bylaw banned future, rotating structures, but spared mine. I agreed to daylight-only spins and shelved the pirate flag except for Pirate Day. I painted the base beige, a tiny surrender. Now I sit on my porch, watching the carousel turn, Old Glory glowing in the dusk. Was it worth it? Victor's bill could have bought a car. Some neighbors still glare. But when Karen speed walks past, eyes averted, I feel a spark. They tried to limit my flag. I built a spinning, rule-following middle finger. It's absurd, it's mine, and it spins. Karen hasn't nagged about my mailbox in months. Sometimes you fight tyranny with a flag carousel. God bless American loopholes.